Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. So we have two new funds that just went live today. They are zero date to expiration options, and they are paying weekly, which is really good news. So let's go to the site and check these out. And this is by a company called Roundhill, which I've never heard of until a commenter today pointed them out to me. So let's go right into it and see what we can find out. Okay, so this is Roundhill. Uh, First one we're going to look at is called XDTE, S&P 500 Zero Date to Expiration Covered Call Strategy ETF. Utilizes a covered call strategy that seeks to provide current income on a weekly basis while also providing exposure to the price return of the S&P 500. This is the first ETF to utilize zero dates to expiry options on the S&P 500. XDTE seeks to provide overnight exposure to the S&P 500 and generate income each morning by selling out of the money zero date to expiration calls on the index. So this is supposed to give you full exposure to the index as I understand it. It is an actively managed ETF. The pitch here, why XDTE, harness volatility. XDTE sells zero date to expiration options on the S&P 500. Has that sank in yet? And seeks to exploit structural market mispricings. How about that? So that invalidates efficient markets theory, doesn't it? High income potential. XDTE seeks to generate high income through a covered call strategy on the S&P 500. Weekly distributions. I know we all like this one. XDTE seeks to pay weekly distributions out of sold option premiums. Let me do something real quick here. I'm going to actually plug the video in my Discord here. Okay, just wanted to put a plug in for my video. I did a live show earlier, but none of you joined the voice chat. Okay, so let's see here. This is literally brand new, just went public today. Expense ratio is 0.95%. Assets under management are already 1.3 million. Shares outstanding 25,000. Here are the top holdings. So on the SPX, we've got a March 21st, 2025. So over a year out, $420.69 call. And then we've got XSP, March 21st, 2025, 42.69 call. How about that? This one's 18% of the weighting. This one's 72% of the weighting. Closing price today was 52.46, change 65 cents, 1.25%. I'm really excited about the weekly income here. Distribution calendar. So look at this. We add another payday to the calendar. So if you want the dividend in this fund, whatever it's going to be, you're going to want to be in by the ex dividend date, which is March 26th. So you've got just over 3 weeks for the first one. But then again, if you happen to miss it, I'm actually going to sign up here. Watch this. I'm going to put my first name, the last name, coach. See that? I'm signing up. There we go. I've literally never heard of Roundhill until today. So look, weekly. See that? March 25th, April. So we're getting paid weekly on this. This is really cool, isn't it? That's awesome. So that's more paydays for the year. Frequently asked questions. When when did the Roundhill S&P 500 zero date to expiration covered call strategy ETF launch? Today. Expense ratio 0.95. Options trading is not yet available because it's so new. It's actively managed. Generate daily income by selling zero DTE call options. Pays weekly distributions to shareholders. What type of options? It's a combination of European style flexible exchange options, flex options, and European style listed options on the S&P 500 index. I may be buying into some of this. XDTE sells out of the money, out of the money zero dates to expiry call options on the SP 500 to potentially generate income. In order to achieve its long exposure, XDT buys a deep in the money flex option on the S&P. So that's what we saw above. I was going to say that ticker did look a little strange. So Roundhill, this is not the only, these two funds that we're covering are not the only two funds that Roundhill has. They actually have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. So there was 13, they just added two. They have a fund with the ticker symbol WEED. I wonder what that could possibly be invested in. Dare we take a guess? Ah, it is the C substance. How did I guess? Okay, and then the next one is going to be, so we've got XDTE and QDTE. I've got to refresh myself on which one. Okay, we covered XDTE. Now we're going to look at QDTE, and as bonus, we'll go ahead and look at all the other ones. The QDTE is the NASDAQ 100 zero date expiration covered call strategy ETF. Now this one, this one is the first ETF to utilize zero date expiration options on the NASDAQ 100. The first one seeks to provide overnight exposure to the NASDAQ 100 and generate income each morning by selling out of the money zero date expiration calls on the index. And it is an actively managed ETF. I'm going to guess that it has the same expense ratio, which it does. Already got 9 million assets under management and just went public today. So these are definitely interesting. It's got one option here, the NDX March 21st, 2025, 1696 call, deep in the money, meaning more premium, right? 90% of the holdings, and the other 10% is cash and other. Very interesting. 46.44 is the closing price. We went up 72 cents today, 1.57%. And then we've got weekly paydays. Now let's see here. Oh, yes, this is round two. SoFi had the weekly ETF and they liquidated it in February. How are these funds different? Different strategy? Well, honestly, Mike, these remind me of the Defiance funds a little bit, except it's weekly income. So, yeah, it might be a little too soon. It's exciting on paper, but how is this actually different from Defiance? Okay, let me go to Yahoo Finance and we will look at, we'll go over the tickers and the the share price today. Okay, I just shared that same screen again. Let's go over here. Here we go. Okay, oh, we got earnings calendars now on here. Okay, so we are looking at XDTE. 52.46, up 0.63 today, but in the after hours, if we're able to harness some of this after hours movement, this will be phenomenal. 6.46%. See that? And we've only got 1 day of trading because it just went public today. And it shot up there in the after hours, as the yield max funds do as well. And then the QDTE 46.44, it was up 0.91, but also up 7% in the after hours. So we got XDTE and QDTE. All right, so let's see what else we can find out about these. And then as bonus, we'll look at the other funds as well. Okay, let's see here. A website called ETF Trends. Let's look at some of what they have to say here. Really? Yield max is better than Defiance? So, interesting. So there's no upside at all. You dumped all Defiance funds. Um, oh, welcome. Wow. Who are you? You're new. Welcome to the channel. Feel free to chat on Discord live if you want. Yeah, weekly. It's going to be weekly income. Let me share this again here. John H. Smith, I'm up 15%. He says, I'm Misty in 2 days. That will never happen with Defiance or these two. Look at DISO. You like the Disney one? So you're saying there's no upside in Defiance, but there's upside in Yield Max. That's interesting. I actually thought Defiance was more stable. Yield trash. My next video, I need to do one Tesla with the garbage can thumbnail. 15% more. Okay, let's update Dissector. And of course, he's late to the game because covered calls will underperform without low deltas. Yeah, probably. Yeah, you said without. Um, I'm green in all yield max funds except for Tesla and PP. You know, that's another thing I'm going to ask Jay. Some of the ways they name these, we've got Misty and we've got PP. So I don't know what was on their minds when they created some of these mnemonic names, but interesting for sure. Mike Terry says, nah, JEPY is great. I think I've seen you on a live stream before. It's been a while, but you've been on before. I think I remember you. Um, let's look at while we're at it. So let's bring everyone up to speed here. So Round Hill is I literally didn't know of them until like literally 10 hours ago. A subscriber actually told me about them. Um, so yeah, it's weekly income. On Thursday, Round Hill Investments launched a pair of ETFs, covered call strategy, uh, S&P 500 and NASDAQ. Both funds are trading on the options exchange. At the start of trading, both of them sell 0 days to expiration covered call options. These expire within the same trading day. So what I read, because I talked about this on my Discord live stream, which sadly none of you participated in. Not sure how to take that, but we press on anyway. So what I said in that live stream is that they're trying to actually take advantage of the retail investors. Like I know a lot of you have seen, like on Wall Street bets, the typical retail investor tries to get like a huge gain in getting these like literally 0 days to expiration options on the last day, hoping for a big run up. I'm sure you all have seen some of these crazy trades that people have made. So this is actually in part trying to capture some of that retail behavior, trying to capture some gain from that retail behavior. It's a 0.95 expense ratio on both of them. And let's see. These expire within the same trading day. Yeah, because it's 0 date to expiration, stating the obvious there. The funds are the first to exploit the benefits of selling 0 date to expiration options. According to the prospectus, both of these offer synthetic long exposure to their respective indices. Both funds aim to provide shareholders with weekly distribution payments. And I'll show the other site, which is on the calendar, on the other site, the Roundhill site. Active option strategies, actively managed and has a net expense ratio of 0.95. The fund priority is to provide weekly current income along with exposure to the S&P 500. To do so, they plan to buy and sell covered call options that use the index as a reference sheet. The other one implements the same strategy, but with options tied to NASDAQ. Same expense ratio. It offers potential for high levels of income on a weekly basis. Sounds good to me. Who can disagree with wanting high levels of income on a weekly basis? I think that's what we all want, right? That's like why we're all here. Both ETFs allow investors to potentially, I like how they put the word potentially in there, benefit from structural mispricings. Inherent, here we go, here's what I was saying, due to the short dated options market while maintaining exposure to major equity indexes. So a translation for this here, structural mispricings, they're trying to capture some upside from what they're saying, the stupidity of retail traders. That's the translation. These latest launches bring Roundhill's investments. Do they round out Roundhill's investments to 13? No, I counted 15, representing roughly 730 million. I'll take 1% of that. And assets under management. Its largest fund is the Roundhill Ball Metaverse ETF, METV. Yeah, so like I said, I didn't even know about this until today. And typically, if I've never heard of something, that means it's no good, right? I dabble. Oh, you do, huh? 16 is the new 19. Did someone say payday? Yeah, payday. That piques your interest, right? Dump Defiance now. Let me look at my defiance. What's the difference between 0.95% expense ratio or basis points? Are they the same thing? So this would be, if you want to get technical, it would be 95 basis points. Um, that's just, fancy Wall Street jargon, of course, but it means 0.95%. Happy you found the website. Thanks for the review. Yeah, I should have actually done a video earlier on it. So Wild Giraffe here is actually the one who pointed this out to me today. So credit to you for that. Okay, now let's go back to the site here and show the weekly calendar. So March 25th is our first payday. It's like starting a new job. You don't get paid immediately, unless you get like a bonus or something. You got to wait a little bit. So our first payday, think of it, it's like our new job, right? Uh, March 25th, and then the pay date is the 28th. So the dividend calendar, this is what's really exciting. These are literally weekly instead of waiting every month like yield max. But what's going to be interesting to see is how much of a payday we're going to have and how sustainable this is going to be. Because is it going to be like other ones where the NAV just declines over time? That could definitely be interesting. Let's have a little bit of fun here. Speaking of yield max, some of you will like this one. So we got a fan submitted a clip from the State of the Union here. Where is it here? Where Biden had something to say about Jay. So watch this. Actually, I think you probably can't hear it. That's the whole point of me using the other software. But anyway, all right. What that is, it's a deep fake of him saying that the SEC is going to investigate him. It's kind of funny. Those are the kind of things that are there in my Discord. Thanks for explaining. Yeah, you're welcome. So yeah, does that answer everybody's questions? Weekly income, we don't know how much income it's going to be. And then let's look at, for bonus, since we're back on the site, let's look at the other ones. Like I said, so they've got 15 now. They've got a fund with the ticker symbol WEED. Can't imagine what they're invested in. METV is their main one. That's the metaverse one. Somebody claimed they've been in that one for a while and it's been flat. Sports betting. Oh, we were just talking about this the other day. There's a sports betting one. This one must be Chat GPT. These are interesting, but you know what? This will be another video. Oh, they've got a nerd fund. Look at this. That's like, hey Blake, if you're listening, it's like what Norbolito calls you. That's funny. Okay, anyway, so this will be a topic for another video. Anybody have any last minute questions? Because I'm about to sign off. I want this video to count for today. There's like 2 minutes left in the day. Talk about working a full day, right? All right. So if no more questions, like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you all very soon. And I signed up. See, I signed up for updates, so I'll try to stay on top of this one for you all. Thank you all. Join Discord if you haven't already. Like, comment, and subscribe. We will see you all very soon. Take care.